All right, welcome back, Algebra 1. This is still the same week. We're working on substitution yesterday to get ready for today, some word problems on substitution. So before you watch this, in the materials section that I have on Google Drive or Google Classroom, can you please make sure either print out this note sheet or write them down on your separate sheet of paper before you start this video. All right, this is the first one. I will stop the video and I'll have a second video for the second problem on the notes, just because I'm writing it out and setting it up. Okay, so hopefully you've already read the problem, but we'll also read it together first. All right, so Adam and his family are planning to rent a mid-sized car for a one-day trip. The standard rental plan, it costs $50 for insurance plus 25 cents per mile. The deluxe rental plan is $80 for insurance and 20 cents per mile. Okay, so what we did with word problems already, we created them in standard form, where we had the x plus the y equal to something. Okay, these problems that we're looking at today, and then we'll look at a lot more next week, are all in slope-intercept form. So remember, slope-intercept form was the y equals mx plus b. So we got y equals mx plus b. B was the y-intercept, but in these problems, the b represents the initial value, the starting point. So b is your initial value, and the m would be, when we talked about m as our slope, how steep something is. In this case, it's our rate of change, how something climbs, or how the rates are different is your slope. So the rate of change, so the rate is your slope, the rate of change. We know it's rate of change. Okay, so we've already created these with singular slope-intercept form, but now we're looking at it as a system, and then we're gonna have to solve by substitution. All right, first thing. So we wanna write an equation for each plan. There's the two different plans, and we want to create variables. So in your notes it says make sure you label your variables. All right, so looks like we've got miles, and then we want to know how much it costs. Cost depends on how many miles, so the cost will be our y. So the cost equals a couple things. So the cost, C will be for cost, and I'll put m equals the number of miles. Okay, so let's look at we've got standard. It looks like it costs $50 for insurance and 25 cents per mile. Make sure when you see the per or each, that's the rate. So it's only cost $50 one time for insurance. So insurance could be making sure that if something breaks on the car, they're gonna get some money no matter how many miles you drive it. So you've got the 25 cents per mile. So I'm going to go C equals, I'm going to put it, make sure when you see cents in the word problem, it says a decimal. So 0.25 M plus it was $50. You just pay the one time. Okay, so that's for the standard. Then you've got the deluxe, which is $80 and 20 cents per mile. So it's 0.2. You don't need the zero in the word problem. So 0.2 M plus $80. Again, $80 you're just going to pay the one-time fee, and then the 0.2 you're going to pay 20 cents every mile that you, however long you go for. So that's for A, it's just writing the system of equations. B, how many miles can you go for the cost to be the same? So basically you're solving it where we want to put the costs equal to each other. So basically you're going to use substitution, what we did yesterday, 0.25 M plus 50 equals 0.2 M plus 80. So we have 0.25 M plus 50 equals 0.2 M plus 80. And then we'll solve it. Okay, so 20 cents is smaller than 25, so I'm going to subtract 0.2 M from both sides. So make sure I got 25 cents minus 20 cents, I should probably line it up better, would be 5 cents, so it'd be positive 0.5 M plus 50 equals to 80. Subtract 50. So 0.05 m equals to 30. So then we've got divide by 0.05. And the answer, if you calculate it, is 600. And then what does the m represent? It was miles. So at 600 miles, the cost would be the same. So at 600 miles, we know that they have the same amount of cost. And then part C, what is that equal cost? So that's just plugging it back in to find the cost. You could plug into either one, doesn't matter. I'm going to just plug it into the smaller. My cost is 0.2 times the miles, which is 600 plus 80. So 0.2 times 6 would be 12,000, but you have a decimal place, so 120 plus 80, which would be 2, so make sure you just label it. The cost would be 200. So at 600 miles, it will cost $200 will be the answer for that one. Okay, so make sure, read the second problem, write it out, and then I'm going to have the second video will just be on the second problem for today. All right, see you in a little bit.